Hello and welcome to the Solve by using the Quadratic Formula station. What you're going to want to grab is that paper that's on the station area there, and we're going to do one problem together, and they're going to complete a couple on your own with your group here. So very first thing, every time I start a solve by using the Quadratic Formula problem, I figure and make sure that everybody is on the same side. So notice I have 4x squared minus 8x plus 1 equals 0. I want to be equal to 0 each time, otherwise I know that I need to kick people to the other side. Then I always make sure that I have my x squared first, my x second, and my no x third. That way it's easier for me to figure out who's my A term, who's my B term, and who's my C term. So I am in that order, so what I'm going to do is designate who's A, who's B, and who's C. So A is who's ever with the x squared, which is 4. B is negative 8, because he's the second term, and C is 1. Notice I'm not taking the x's or anything, just taking the numbers. So then I get to plug that into my quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So negative b. So I'm going to plug in my negative b, which my b is negative 8, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so negative 8 squared, minus 4 times my a times my c. My a is 4, my c is 1. I'm going to go all over 2 times my a, which is 4. Now, let's simplify what's inside here. Negative 8, well, that's just a positive 8, right? No need for those two negatives. 8 squared, negative 8 squared, excuse me, is 64. 4 times 1 is a negative 16, and that's just all over 8. 64 minus 16 is 48. So I'll get square root of 48 there. And I'm still all over this 8. Now, 48. That is a square root. Let's see, can I take a perfect square out of 48? I can take a 4. I'd be left with 12 though. I think another perfect square can come out of 12. So let's see, is there a bigger number I can take out of 48? 9 won't go in. 16 will though. So I can change this into the square root of 16. And 16 times 3 gives me 48, right? Well, square root of 16, that's just 4. So this square root of 3 is just going to come along. So this is technically 4 square roots of 3. So I have 8 plus or minus 4 square roots of 3 all over 8. But now, always double check. Before you're finished with this problem, double check, does these numbers right here, can they simplify down? Do all of them have something in common? They all have a 4 in common, right? The 4 doesn't have an 8 in common. It can't divide 4 by 8. I'll get a fraction. So, let's take a 4 out of all of them. So, 8 divided by 4 is just 2. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Now, you can't divide away what's inside the square root. He just gets to stay. He's in jail. So, you can't move him out of there. And then 8 divided by 4 is 2. I have finished my problem. 2 plus or minus 1 square roots of 3 all over 2. Now, this 1 does not need to be present. You could just leave it out. It's understood that there's a 1 there. I like to put it there so that I don't get confused. So now what I would like you to do is complete the other problems on your sheet. When your entire group is done, please open the envelope and check your answers. If you have any issues, call me over. See you later, Sabers.